Hi guys, and welcome to Train, Pop and Walk's 5 top tips for new puppy owners. Now I thought that this would be a really good thing to share at the moment because lots and lots of people seem to be getting puppies. And with the current climate, it's a little bit difficult to give your puppy the right start that they deserve because we're maybe not able to take them out as much and we're not able to get to classes. So these are going to be just a few little things that you can think about and that you can do to really help your puppy grow into a happy, calm and confident dog. So number 1, reward, ignore, manage. So what this means is reward behaviours that you want your dog to do. So if they're doing something that you like, you haven't told them to do it, but they've chosen to go and do that, it's a really great idea to reward them for that because the rule is if a behaviour is rewarded, it will be repeated. We then need to ignore behaviours that we don't want. Now, this is important because you can fall into the trap of constantly nagging your dog and telling them off, and that is just going to damage your relationship with your puppy. Best thing you can do is ignore them because sometimes what they're doing is acting out to get your attention. And even by telling them off, you're giving them attention. And so that is kind of acting as a reward. And manage. So this is where maybe there's something that your puppy's doing that you can't ignore. So we need to change the environment to prevent them from being able to act out that unwanted behaviour. If you don't want your puppy to steal your socks, put your socks away. It's as easy as that. So manage the environment to set your puppy up for success. Leading nicely on to our second top tip is that puppies are like sponges. So they are constantly learning throughout the day, 24/7. They're watching you, they're exploring their environment, and they are trying out behaviours and seeing what the consequence of that is. So even if you don't think that you're training your puppy, they are still learning. So it's really important that we use that to our advantage. Now, one great thing that you can do for this is take a portion of your dog's daily food, and rather than sticking it in a bowl, you can use that throughout the day to reward them for behaviours that we would like them to do more and more. So, for example, if your puppy goes and lays down and settles nice and quietly, you could just walk over and give them a reward for that. They're going to know that that's something that we want them to do, and so they're going to do that more and more. This is also really important when thinking about behaviours that we don't want our puppies to be doing, and especially thinking about things that we are not going to be happy with them doing when they're an adult dog. A main example that I hear time and time again in many of my classes is jumping up. What is your least favourite behaviour that your puppy does? Jumping up, jumping up, jumping up. A lot of the time, what's happened is someone has allowed their puppy to jump up when they're small because they think they're cute, and when they're small and they don't weigh a lot, it doesn't really matter. But when you've then got a 30-kilogram dog jumping up at you, or anyone who comes in the house, maybe not so appropriate. So it's really important to set out the rules that you're going to want your dog to live by for their whole life and keep those consistent so that your dog is not confused later on. Okay? So number 3 is socialization. Now, this is a massive topic in puppy training right now, which is great. So many people are more and more aware that when you have a puppy, you need to introduce them to new dogs, new people, new environments, novel items, so that they learn about the world that they're going to live in. However, where people can come a bit unstuck with this one is they take their puppy out and they get it to experience and interact with as many things as they can. And a lot of the time, these experiences can be inappropriate or detrimental to your puppy. What is much more beneficial is that you take your puppy out and you allow it quality interactions and experiences. So making sure that anything they do experience or interact with is positive and calm, and it's going to help your puppy become confident. And it's also really important to let them go at their own pace. So if your puppy is a little bit worried by a situation that you're sort of exposing them to, don't force them to go in further. Don't force them to interact with anything that they don't want to. Just let them sit back and watch. And that's going to teach them that they can trust you, that they have a choice, and that maybe that thing is not so scary. I'm back here, nothing bad is happening. And again, it's going to make them confident and resilient, happy, calm dogs later on in life. Another little reminder that socialization is not just about meeting as many dogs as you can or meeting as many people. It's also about noises, smells, touch, texture, environments. So, make sure that they're hearing all of the sounds in the house that they're going to hear, and that that's a positive thing. And make sure that you take them on lots of different walks in different places so they can experience sand and woods and grass and all of that good stuff that's going to teach them about the world. Number 4, which is a big favourite of mine, and this quote sums it up perfectly. Dogs do speak, but only to those who know how to listen. Now, we as humans spend a lot of our time barking orders at our dog, pun intended. And we not only expect our dogs to listen to what we're saying, but also to understand it. Now, puppies are not born into the world knowing how to speak human. So, they spend a lot of their time observing us, figuring out what the consequences of the things that we do and the things that we say are, to work out what it is that we're saying to them so that they can understand what we're communicating. So I think it's only fair that we do the same for them. Now, there are loads of courses, books, videos. There's even an app now which will teach you all about canine body language and how to read all of the signals that our dogs are giving us to communicate to us how they are feeling. And when they're communicating to us how they're feeling, we can then act accordingly. So if your dog is telling you that they're a little bit uncomfortable in a situation, you can then be there to help get them through or get them out of that situation. And that is going to build a really strong relationship with your dog, because they're going to know that you are listening and that they can trust you. And lastly, number 5, you're doing a great job. The fact that you are out there looking at things about how to give your puppy the best life shows that you care and that you're doing all of the right things that you can. Remember to have fun and enjoy your new best friend. We didn't get puppies to be worried about what they're doing to our house or to run around after them stressing about what they're doing all day. We got them to be a companion, to be our friend, to have fun and do nice stuff together. So make the most of that, especially while they're tiny, because they do grow up so fast. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at Train, Pop and Walk. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can email us. We have a website. Please check those out and enjoy your puppy.